That's why I got a little bit hopeful yesterday, and we talked about it on Crossing Broadcast. It had been brought up that Taijuan Walker might be released, that Taijuan Walker might be DFA'd. And then Rob Thomson went with the media. And when he met with the media, he said something that batshit crazy. It's a 2-minute clip. We're going to play it here. I want you to hear Rob Thomson. We're going to react to it. And then I'm going to hopefully not scream and hurt everyone's ears, because I legitimately felt livid when I heard his quotes, because I think they are so wildly off base. And then I'm going to have a question about whether or not it's actually his decision. So let's go to Rob Thomson, who tried to justify exactly why Taijuan Walker isn't getting released and why he is going to start on Wednesday in the series finale against the Astros.
What made the decision to give Walker another start? Because it's something you said was up in the air.
Well, just about flipping them. I just want to make sure that we're okay to flip them. I'm like I said the other day. Well, you weren't there. I think you're on vacation. But I was encouraged by his velocity. I know he threw some pitches down the middle, but he got behind as well. So, I think he deserves, because of who he is and his experience, he deserves another shot.
Are you limited with what you can do though with him? I mean, other than sticking with him, if you wanted to make some kind of move, are you kind of limited? Do you think?
With him personally, like I don't know what to
do with him going forward. If you
Well,
wanted to make a change, then.
well, I mean, you can always make a change, but I mean, I'm confident he's going to bounce back at this point. So maybe not everybody is, but I am. But that's who I am.
You're surprised it's taken this long? I mean, splitter hasn't really seemed to have been as effective as it has in the past.
I'm actually going to pause that because there's another minute here. We have to dissect what he said because it is absolutely insane. And I'm just going to say this right now. Do I think Rob Thompson's an idiot, a jamoke, adult? I don't. Do I think he's a lovely Canadian man? I do. Do I think that Canadians are sometimes too nice? I do. Is this a byproduct of a soft Canadian society? It might be. I'm not exactly sure. Rob Thomson going out of his way to spew this bullshit makes me question him. But at the same time, I am very much in the mindset of, is this Rob Thompson's decision, or has this been handed down to him by Dave Dombrowski in the front office, who made the investment in Taijuan Walker? Let's go back to this really quick, because I would like, in theory here, to break this back down. Let's go back to his initial comment.
What made the decision to give Walker another start? Because it's something you said was up in the air.
Well, just about flipping them. I just want to make sure that we're okay to flip them.
So he wants to flip the starters. He didn't want Taijuan Walker to pitch against the Braves. Why could that be? Why would Rob Thomson not want Taijuan Walker to start against the Braves? Perhaps it's because the Braves games matter more, because they're divisional games, and because you're clinging to a 6-game lead, and it's important that you put your best starters out. Perhaps that's why. Does that sound like a manager who truly believes in the guy?
Like I said the other day, well, you weren't there. I think you're on vacation.
That's like a torts thing to say.
But I was encouraged by his velocity. I know he threw some pitches down the middle, but he got behind as well. So
his velocity, what velocity? Did this man all of a sudden become Billy Wagner? Does he have 100 in the gun? I don't think so.
I think he deserves, because of who he is and his experience, he deserves another shot.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Rob Thomson, did you just say he deserved another start because of who he is and what he's done? Who he is? He's a 5th starter at best. He's not a particularly good pitcher, and he's effectively vomited on himself 3 times since coming back from injury. That's who he is. He deserves it. He deserves another start. No.
Are you limited with what you can do though with him? I mean, other than sticking with him, if you wanted to make some kind of move, are you kind of limited? Do you think?
Let's count the gap. 1, 2, 3,
with him
4,
personally.
5.
I
He's
don't know what
stalling.
the-
6,
What did Bill do
7,
going forward? If you-
8,
if you
Well,
wanted to make a
9,
change.
10.
Well, I mean, you can always
11.
make a change, but
So bunch of verbal fillers there. It took 11 seconds from the first question, or from that question being asked about if he feels like he's stuck with him, if he has another option, to being able to kind of blurt something out that's at least somewhat cogent. Here's the problem. This is why I actually do wonder if it's a front office decision and it's just being dictated to Rob Thomson. Like, no, there isn't another option. The other option is to DFA him or to try to make him a long reliever out of the bullpen, which they're not going to do, because that's just embarrassing. And the guy's probably going to become toxic if that happens. Like, he believes in himself as a pitcher. Give him a chance to go pick up or get picked up somewhere else. That's slightly alarming. I didn't love that answer. Let's go back.
I mean, I'm confident he's going to bounce back at this point. So maybe.
Based on what, Rob? You're confident he's going to bounce back based on what exactly? Like, what does bouncing back look like for Taijuan Walker? He gave up 6 runs on Friday. Are we hoping that he's going to bounce back to being like a 3 2/3 inning, 4-inning pitcher who gives up 3 earned runs like he was in the prior 2 starts? Is that what bouncing back is now? And again, is that what bouncing back looks like for a World Series contender? I must have missed the memo. All right, let's go back to Rob.
Not everybody is, but I am. But that's who I am.
You're surprised
Confident
it's taken
Canadian.
this long? I mean, the splitter hasn't really seemed to been as effective. as
Well,
it has in the
I think
past.
the action on the splitter's been good. It's just it's starting out of the hand. It's ball, and so they're taking it. So he's got to be able to go strike the ball with it. So
Sure.
he's working through
Good,
that.
yeah, encouraging the
And the
splitter.
fastball command the other day wasn't very good. So
All right, so he's encouraged by the splitter, but the fastball wasn't good the other day, and the splitter's a ball coming out of his hand.
you know, he's got to work through these things.
Did the transactions, the way you guys did it, was Art can stay here?
He can stay. Yep.
Wilson comes back?
Yep. So he went on for Wilson,
I got you.
and
All right, I think that's probably enough here.
So does Ranger have any lingering?
Yeah, we'll come back to maybe Ranger later. So Rob Thompson's telling you one thing, and then the rest of his quote is telling you the exact opposite. And this is cognitive dissonance. This is why people get so frustrated when a decision is made that makes no sense. Taijuan Walker stinks. We all see that Taijuan Walker stinks. We saw that last year. He kind of stunk. We saw that early this year before he got hurt. He stunk. We all knew it. Everybody knew it. But at the same time, everybody was kind of locked into the idea that he's going to get the opportunity to play, not because he's earned it, like Rob Thomson said, not because of who he is, like Rob Thomson said. The reason that he's getting the opportunity to pitch, the reason that he's getting the opportunity to start, despite not really earning it, is that they gave him a big contract. That's it. There's no shock here. There's no high-level thinking going on that has led the Phillies to some kind of like epiphany that no one else can understand. Taijuan Walker's getting the opportunity to start because the Phillies gave him a fat contract, and they're still trying to justify it a year and a half later. It's not okay. A World Series contending team doesn't make this kind of move. I don't get it. We'll see how he does in the series finale. Chances are he'll puke all over himself. He won't 8 innings. They'll have to burn bullpen arms. And then you're going to go into the Braves series with not a depleted bullpen, but certainly with a bullpen that has now used guys that wouldn't have maybe otherwise had to have been used. If like a Christopher Sanchez, for example, had pitched there. Okay. This is why I get angry. This is why I get frustrated. Because as of now, the way that things are supposed to set up, Christopher Sanchez will get the first start of the series against the Braves. We all like Christopher Sanchez. We're all thrilled that Christopher Sanchez has mostly overperformed any and all expectations this season. We believe that Christopher Sanchez is going to put the Phillies in a good position to maybe do well in the series opener against the Braves. But again, it is so clear how big of a gap, how big of a disparity there is between the number 4 starter on this team and the number 5 starter. This is almost at the level where it's like if you had just gone like a 6-man rotation and you're just very indecisive or something. Like, I don't even know how to describe how big of a gap there is. The fact that they looked to flip Walker and Sanchez, to flip 4 and 5, because they know how important the Braves series is and they don't trust Walker. That's all you need to know about how they feel about him, and yet they're still trying to justify his spot on the team. Horrible, horrific, organizational malpractice.